Hello friends, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Today we will continue with our series on the Ascendant Lord in different houses. Today we are going to discuss about Ascendant Lord being in the third house, the house of courage, the house of willpower, the house where Mars finds a positive strength, the house which is naturally ruled by Mercury, because the natural third house is ruled by Gemini zodiac. So what happens when your first house lord, irrespective of any sign or any nakshatra, what happens just by the placement of the first house lord in the third house? We will try to find that out. If you want to know more about the first house properties, watch my first video in the playlist. And the third house is a kind of a unique house. It has a lot of unique properties because it is, when compared to different houses, it falls in a very unique kind of a position. Why this house is important, we will discuss on that. But before that, do not forget to hit like, subscribe and share, and do not forget to hit the bell icon because that is what keeps you and me connected. So guys, subscribe and stay connected. Now coming to the third house, the property of the third house is that it defines your courage, it defines your wisdom. Now you have to also see that your career, that means your karma, is built from two factors: repeated strength. If you have to produce good result, you have to keep a sustainable effort, and that has to be seen from 6th house and 3rd house. That is why 6th house and 3rd house are 4 and 10 from each other. They are in Kendra from each other. So now the unique position of the third house is that third house is 6th from 10th and 10th from 6th. That is why it holds the property of 10th house, 6th house, and the combined effect of these two houses can be seen in the third house. Third house is basically, if you see, is co-ruled by Mercury, because third house and 6th house both are ruled by Mercury. So you know, this gives us an importance. By astrology, we can understand that if you want to be successful, your efforts should be recurring, your effort should be repeated, you should not give up. Now what happens when the first house lord falls in the third house? First house means ascendant, it is you. You want to take control of your willpower. You are too typical about your own courage, you are too typical about your own behavior, about what you can do and what you cannot do. Third house means taking matters into your own hands. So when the first house lord goes into the third house, you are too much controlling. Totally depends on different planets, obviously, but this shows that a general characteristic in your mind and in your life is that you want to take control of the situation. You want to take control and take matter in your own hands, and most probably you will also become successful if the planet is in a positive zodiac, is in a positive influence. But what happens, say if you have a Cancer ascendant and the moon goes into the third house, joins with Rahu and goes into a bad shape, then in that case you may take wrong decisions. You may take wrong choices that can put you into a wrong path of life. Remember, as I said, third house has a very important connection with 9th house, 6th house and the 10th house. Third house is directly opposite to the 9th house. So whatever your actions are going to be reflected in your destiny. So that is why I say that your karma defines your destiny. That's the connection. So you have to be very careful if your ascendant lord falls in the third house, and you should not be too controlling or too dominating onto the areas, because that may create some sort of a problem. Third house is not a good house if you see with respect to 4th house. Obviously, you have to come out of your comfort zone if you want to become successful. So your efforts should be out of your comfort zone, and that is what the first house lord goes into the third house does. The person comes out of the comfort zone, puts in a lot of efforts, does whatever he is best, and kind of excels into the situation, kind of excel in the field he wants to be. So if you have this kind of position, this is a very good position, because this creates a lot of force from your end, and that force can break the wall. But there is a condition: if it goes debilitated, if it goes retrograde, if it becomes malefic, or if there is a particular nakshatra which is kind of not friendly to the planet, what will happen at that time? At that time, the struggle pitches in, because third house is the house of repeated efforts. What is the effort without result? Struggle. Unnecessary effort, pushing the wall is a typical example. So here, if the planet is negative, if it is in the negative influence, then you have to be very careful with your efforts. Yes, you have to do repeated efforts. So that is a by default architecture of your horoscope. That means simply you have to put it in a way that for anything that you want to get in your life, you have to work really hard. Take it as a challenge. Don't give up. If you're not getting results, you may need to push forward more. You may need to just take one more step. So have faith in the God. And if you have a bad influence on the third house, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. And be very careful while expressing yourself. Now, third house is also the house of internet, social media, expression, short distance travel, siblings. All these factors are affected. When the first house lord goes into the third house and it is in a good influence, you may have a lot of short distance travels. You may have a good relation with siblings. But if it is afflicted directly, it means that the relation with the siblings can become a troublesome experience. When the first house lord goes into the third house, remember it is going into an Upachesthan. When the planet goes into the Upachesthan, this simply means that there can be issues in finances or in earning money. You may have to take matter in your own hand and you have to really take control of your situation of your life if you want to become successful financially. For that, you have to also observe the condition of the second house, 11th house and all other Upachaya houses, but this is just information that may come in handy for you. So guys, if you have first house lord in the third house, you are lucky because you can take matter in your own hand and you can actually come out excellence, come out victorious, and you may actually show the world your capability because third house is the house of Bahubal. So guys, that was a brief analysis of the first house lord in the third house. Next video is on first house lord in the fourth house. Stay tuned in this channel. Lot more videos I have planned. The videos are almost on the verge of completion. I will upload them as soon as they complete. Stay tuned, subscribe, connected, and do not forget to hit the like and the bell icon and comment your views because that's what keeps me pushing. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, browse the channel. Namaste.